I'm Melinda John. This time around, introducing to you Mr. Tamale Mirundi to talk about important issues in Uganda. Mr. Tamale, could you please tell the online viewers the title of your job and what it involves?
No, you see, I've been around for many years. The role of this office is one, to manage the presidential press unit, and two, to communicate with the media. When the media want to get something, they contact me. These are the two roles a press secretary does.
It is claimed that you are so close to Mengo in the past and you criticized the current government strongly. What made you change your mind?
No, you don't know the history because you don't read. I joined Mengo only for 2 years. When I had left, after the elections of 2001, I think, I left. This is when I joined Mengo. As an employee, they hired me because you remember at that time Murindo Mwonge had left Mengo to form their Super FM. So Mengo looked for somebody who could retain Mwonge's leadership. They came to me. I signed an agreement with them and they agreed. So when somebody tells you about closeness, this was not a marriage. A marriage is a closeness. But work, are you close? If you get a job in a company, does it mean that you have closeness? We come to provide the service, and the service must be paid for. A worker does not mean you can be a Muslim and you work for a Catholic radio station or a television station or a company. So worker does not mean closeness, not at all. Worker does not mean closeness, does not mean a commitment, not at all. My views about federal and other demands by Mengo are very known and well documented. So my relationship between Mengo was based on a work to an employer basis, not an ideological basis.
Mr. Tamale, you are quoted saying that there are some huge elements in the government and opposition that were behind Jennifer Musisi's eviction of hawkers and tax in the coming of pioneer buses. Can you please throw more light on that?
When we are reorganizing the city, what do? There must be a law. That if, for instance, if we decide that the market should be removed, the market vendors who have been earning money from this place must be compensated, must be helped to relocate and be compensated. So this is what we are talking about. Because Uganda is not embarking on something, it's not inventing a wheel. In Kenya, I was talking to one of the managers of the pioneer buses in this office, and I told him that in Kenya, for instance, they gave the taxis a grace period of 5 years. So under the 5 years, nobody was allowed to import a kamunye, and it means that you cannot also buy spare parts. So you phase out, because whether we like it or not, the buses will triumph over the kamunyes. Because an oil producer like Uganda, if we start producing, we shall look for oil-consuming vehicles like buses.
Could you please tell us your opinion on the recent eviction at Centenary Park, which involved the intervention of the world minister?
No, for me, I don't deal with an isolated case. It is because, as I have told you, that there was no planning. What if we find that your building encroached a road reserve? What do? Do you come and demolish? Was it the mistake of this man Was he warned? No, the issue is that there was no authority. There were no serious people. Plans were approved. What do you do if your daughter follows a victim of a rapist and impregnates her? You kill the daughter. You carry out an abortion. A Christian like me, I will not carry out the abortion. I will cancel my daughter, for this deliver the baby and look after that baby, because the baby does not have any crime. So for you,
please give us your personal opinion on federalism.
You see, for me, when you talk about federalism, I'm knowledgeable. I did the political science at the university. I'm not like these ordinary people. What does federal mean? Federal has pillars, characteristics. Why is it that the Federal Republic of Germany is federalistic and its neighbor France is not? So federal one, it must be a very big country. Uganda is a small country. From Mutukula to Kampala at the Tanzanian border 3 hours. From Arua at the border it takes 8 hours. From the Kenyan border it takes 3 hours. From the Rwandese border it takes how many hours? From Gatuna to here. So federal, it must be a big state. 2, federal, you get it at state formation. 3, if you see that the existing political units are not economically and politically viable, you opt for federalism. That's why we are creating the East African Federation. Which one? Uganda is not politically and economically viable. That's why we are creating what these people are talking about, but we federal are Mengo. Federal cannot be at Mengo. The federal, under federalism, you create 2 spheres of authority, sovereign spheres of authority. What one does, the other one does not do it. The federal government is in Washington, it's not in Arkansas. So you cannot have a federal at Mengo. Impossible. And the 2, we've never had a federal regiment in Uganda. People are telling themselves lies because they are not educated. And the educated ones fear to lose a job. That if you tell these people, the peasants, the truth, you will not be elected. I've never been elected.
Mr. Tamale, some government officials have been arrested as suspects of stealing government funds. And they are photoed very happy and relaxed. It's like they don't fear the accusations. Could you please elucidate on that?
Oh, the problem is that you don't know how institutions work. You don't know. The institutions, the president has created the institutions for a democratic system. The IGG, the Auditor General, the courts. Unless you make hear people accusing the president of failing to walk the talk, as they say. No. The president has not pardoned anybody who has been convicted by any court of law. Nobody. The president has not provided any security institution not to arrest anybody. We have seen close relatives of the president going to court without his intervention. Unprecedented in Africa. In Africa, anybody close or related to the president cannot be arrested. They only arrest them after the overthrow of the regime. In Uganda, we've seen close relatives of the president going to the dock. So what do you want to do? It is the society, civil society is corrupt. The courts are corrupt. This is what is failing you, not the president. You would say that when we went to arrest Mirundi in the State House, we were chased away by soldiers. When we went to arrest Honorable Kutesa to take him to court, the PGB Special Forces commanded by his son-in-law chased us. That would have a point. If you say that somebody was put in prison over corruption allegations, the president directed that this man should be released, then you are talking. But you don't have these examples. Is your court, and they tell you the case was poorly investigated, but wasn't the crime committed. The slaughtering of children, child sacrifice. It took the police chief Kayibula to force the judiciary to reveal the case.
We are winding up. In case there is change in the government and maybe the oppositions take over, aren't you worried that you will be harassed by some people you are knowing?
Why should a Catholic who is constructing a church fear that by having this church the Muslim community will come and fight me? It should be, one should understand that the Catholic Church does not alternate to the Anglican Church. Even if there is only one church in the area, you cannot say that let us conduct an early mass for Catholics and leave the rest of the day. Although we belong to Jesus. So likewise, me, I have my party. My role is to defend the president. I'm like a defender. I'm like a goalkeeper. If you fail to score, if you have a skillful goalkeeper, the opponent side team, and you fail to score a penalty, and the other group takes the World Cup, do you kill the goalkeeper? No. You must understand the role of a goalkeeper. My role is to ensure that I defend the president and my president retains power. In fact, even if I leave power, this government, another government will have a Mirundi over there. That's why I'm not bothered. Two, I always in many cases I fight people's wars. I'm not fighting a Mississippi cause. I know the repercussions. I can lose my job in the process. Some of the people I fight are highly placed and they have a lot of money. I know the future. Very mindful. I've not grabbed anybody's property. Yes. But the problem, you people, you wanted to say that a good goalkeeper should allow the opponent team to score.